In 2025, Netflix's CEO called YouTube a farm league. 18 months later, the television itself no longer belonged to Netflix. The joke was on him. For a decade, Ted Sarandos was the king of streaming. He helped build Netflix from a DVD service into a 300 million subscriber empire and made the television set the most valuable real estate in entertainment. And in March 2025, he stood on a stage in front of the most powerful people in media and explained why his throne was safe. He called YouTube a farm league, a place where amateurs could cut their teeth before graduating to real television. To him, creators weren't real competition. Real television still belonged to Netflix. Netflix, he said, was where you spend time. YouTube was where you killed it. The room agreed. They were all wrong. While Sarandos was speaking, something was already moving outside the room. Netflix needed thousands of employees, hundreds of millions of dollars, and years of development to produce a single hit show. A 26-year-old named MrBeast needed a warehouse and a camera. His videos pulled hundreds of millions of views each. And he wasn't alone. Thousands of creators were building studios in their bedrooms, flooding screens with content Netflix couldn't match, couldn't license, and couldn't stop. They didn't need Hollywood's permission to make a hit. And the audience? They didn't care that it wasn't real TV. They just kept watching. And then the unthinkable happened. The television, the actual television in the living room, stopped belonging to Hollywood. By early 2026, YouTube accounted for 12.5% of all American TV viewing time. Netflix, 8.8%. For the first time in history, a platform with no shows, no studios, and no original IP was beating the company that invented modern streaming on its own screen. This wasn't a competitor catching up. This was a takeover, and it was still accelerating. Inside Netflix headquarters, the realization finally arrived. Their ad business was now competing directly with YouTube for the same advertisers. Their content costs were exploding, $20 billion a year just to keep up. In YouTube paid creators a share of ad revenue and let them fund their own shows. Netflix was paying for tanks. YouTube had built a swarm. Netflix thought YouTube was competing for phones. By the time they realized it was taking over the television, it was already too late. Netflix is now trying to fight back. They're hiring creators, buying podcasts, funding video-first content. But every move they make is a move into YouTube's territory, fighting on rules YouTube wrote. So here's the question nobody at Netflix wants to answer. When the company that invented streaming is forced to copy a website that streams cat videos, who's really running television now? If this story made you think, subscribe. We break down the biggest power moves in AI, tech, and business, so you see what most people miss. Hit subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.